just realized, yes, you can hear me now? Yes. Could you not hear the whole love stream? Oh, the universe, you've got such a good sense of humor. How epic. You know, this happened to me one time before when I was bringing through the codes of the universe. I think Infinity Freedom will remember that moment when I was going to give all the keys away. The sound went out. Dang. Well, we will trust that the transmission has come through the space between the words. Here's the deal. Should we start the love stream over? No, we're just going to keep going on here. Okay, so with Todd Medina, Paul Michael Sparks, Joe Sandalphon, my pure energy love beloved, and many more, we're going to start love streaming. Let me just make sure you can hear me. Hopefully someone can read lips and translate all of this. That's, I think, it's probably supposed to bring a sign language reader into the mix to read my lips on this whole thing, transcribe it. There's someone special out there, I just know it. Okay, let me make sure you can hear. Hear you now, beautiful. Okay, awesome. That's Linda, my eyesight, Linda Winger, there we are. Okay, so maybe someone's gonna check this out and do lip reading. It's great. It's okay because the cat's out of the bag and the game is over. And we're going to love stream from Wednesday on at 11 Pacific. We're inviting people to, you know, I was not going to wear those Dawn headphones. I never wear them. It's just another lesson to listen closely. Oh, wow. I will be gathering 21 people here, in case you couldn't hear any of this, in Victoria, British Columbia, calling in 21 people for $222. That means $222 because this is all download from source. To run Earth Tantra through our bodies, that's what I will be sharing. Inviting people to gather people all over the world. Aaron Gauchi, you're so good you kept calling, you persistent. Teamwork. Gather people around the world because the veils are coming down and all we have to do is use our sovereign power and authority to call for this. It's programmed in our genes, in our DNA, the 60th gene. And when enough of us come into the field of unity, which is what is happening now, the field of love, to unify. Because the love streams that I've been doing, the love streams many of you have been doing, the love streams Todd Medina and myself and Amanda Lawrence and Des and so many of us have been doing, are getting tens of thousands of views, and we're getting thousands of messages a day. Because the sound of the trumpet has sounded and we've heard the call, and it's called love, and we've all been waiting for it, and it's through these eclipses that are coming. Eclipse on Thursday, eclipse on the 27th, 28th, the longest of the century, and eclipse on August the 11th. And this is it, folks. This is where we unify in our sovereign authority. We say we get it. The proverbial cat is out of the bag. I know an amazing lip reader is coming along, is going to transcribe all of this. Who are you? Let's find them. Come on, team. Find that lip reader. Someone knows exactly everything I said. I did take you on a nice tour of Victoria, British Columbia. It was a visual tour, and the transmission was in the space between the words. So here's what we're about to dissolve. Why? Because we're ready to take our sovereign authority as sovereign creators in the cosmos, unified in love. United Empire of Loyalists. I don't know how well you can see this. Oh, the little kid is screaming. The United Empire. Here. go all the way. The United Empire Loyalists. Let me read this plaque. It's time to end this game, and everyone's waiting for us to collectively unify and do it by taking our sovereign authority to call in the dissolution of the Fails, to call in the Star Nations, to call in all the realms of benevolence, the Fae, the Elvins, the insects, the animals, all the dimensions of love and benevolence that we're unified with, that we know are teaming around us, the angels, the celestials, the galactics. So where the celebration begins. And all we have to do is use our voice to call it, and that's what the guidance is asking us to do on Sunday. So gather the people on Saturday. We're doing a global meditation for 11 p.m. Pacific. We're going to do it through Todd's program, Sology, and with the help of many others. We're working to create an app. This is the Living Library, the largest global broadcasting network for peace. And even though the amazing lip reader is going to come along and everyone is going to read the transcription or be able to read the transcription of everything I've shared, July 8th, 2013 is when I was shown the entire Tree of Life, the Living Library, the Cosmic Akash, and the guidance said I was here to restore the pillars to the Cosmic Akash. That's what this love stream is about, whether you could hear me or not. God bless you, Aaron Gauchi. You're probably just going unity. Okay, it's all perfect, because it's a big game. Okay, so I'm going to read this so we understand in totality what's happening here. The United Empire Loyalists. See, earlier in the love stream, when you probably couldn't hear me, but you'll be able to read the transcription from the amazing lip reader, I talked about the private cities on the planet. I don't know if you heard that part. It's hard to do a love stream and read people's comments at the same time. I talked about the Vatican, I talked about Washington, D.C., and I talked about London, their private cities, and they're what set up the motherboard. The motherboard of the archetypal consciousness that our two-strand DNA has been running in, which is artificial intelligence, these little ego personalities. We are not. We took these little egos for a drive, for advanced and accelerated learning of love. Shortcut out 3015, programmed in the DNA. It's the name of the game. We all know it. Okay, so it says here, the first Canadians of European descent to cross the continent to what is now British Columbia were Loyalists, Alexander Mackenzie and Simon Fraser. Descendants of Loyalists have been prominent in every aspect of provincial life: lieutenant governors, premiers, members of the legislature, judiciary, the professions, the church, business, and industry. Most importantly, Loyalist descendants were ordinary men and women who brought the principles and qualities of their ancestors to this province. This plaque is erected in May 1994 by the British Columbia branches of the United Empire Loyalists Association of Canada to mark the 80th anniversary. I'm pretty sure it was Queen Victoria's birthday celebration or something. I don't know. It was at the government house where the royal family stays. Last year I went to do grid work there, and it was some big fancy tea party, 80th anniversary of exactly this, probably. Okay, anyways, to mark the 80th anniversary of the incorporation of the association by Act of Parliament, and the first annual convention of the association to be held in British Columbia. Now here's the best part. Brace ourselves, everybody, because we're bringing his story to an end officially. That's what these eclipses are about, and all we have to do is step out of fear and step back into love and realize it was all a game, and the proverbial cat is coming out of the bag. We're all a role in the play. Here's the last lines. Should I show it to you or read it? I'm going to run the camera along. It's just so good. Let's see if we can see it properly. Let me see. Oh, I don't know if there's enough light there. Oh, here we go. Okay, hang on. It's really worth the effort here. Okay, there we go. Can you read it? It's too dark. I'll run it along anyway, slowly, maybe. I have to read it for you. It's okay, I'll post a picture. It says on the bottom, fear God, honor the king. I repeat to that amazing lip reader who's going to come along and transcribe this whole thing. It says, fear God, little hair out of my face, fear God and honor the king. That sounds to me like patriarchy and a story in something called two-strand DNA. Is the loyalist rose garden. God bless the loyalists. Because they're praying as much as the rest of us to bring the story to an end. And all we have to do is claim our sovereign authority. To call in the dissolution of the veils. The restoration of the triple helix. The transcendence of our two-strand DNA, which was what the whole journey to Egypt was about last year, that I took some very deeply intrepid travelers on. The hardest grid work that ever had to occur on planet Earth to dissolve the blueprint ego and take out the AI. God bless the courageous souls that showed up. From my perspective, when you could see the bigger picture but no one could really understand what the heck you were saying, it was a very painful journey. But it was good. We did it. We gave the victim-victimizer consciousness back to the stars. We said we were done with our two-strand DNA. And we were ready to restore our birthright to the triple helix, home to the tree of love. So we are about to launch the Living Library, the largest global broadcasting network for peace, as it was shown to me in 2013 on this day. When I went, what the heck is this? And the guidance said, this is your life's work on the planet to restore the pillars to the cosmic Akash. Open the gates. Let it come through your voice. The guidance always said to me, 7 to 13 of us would travel the world. The people who knew they were to be a part of it would not come to me for money because they knew our super abundance would come through our word. What does that mean? It means think apple, speak apple, sing apple, produce apple in the palm of the hand, the power of the word to create. We're taking the story back. We're completing his story. We did her story. We complete with our story, but we let the story go through the fourth gene of forgiveness. See, the fourth gene is the release of the global debt, financially and karmically. And the final release is of the story itself. And it just so happened that 2 years ago on a Hey-Yow, where the exact same living library was shown to me, the universe took my consciousness through to have the full experience of the fourth gene so that I could communicate it to all the beautiful versions of me named we, and bring through the navigational coordinates for how we do this. That's why with Todd Medina and Paul Michael Sparks and many others, we're going to have a really cool app We're going to launch these broadcasts. We have amazing Indigenous elders who are going to be on with us also. And we're going to open the gates to the pillars of the Tree of Life. And these next several quotation mark months in linear time are the grand celebration. Project Jason, July, August, September, October, November, and the dissolution of the veils. The Miracle Jubilee is coming. Book your tickets for Red Rocks, folks. Something I said at the beginning, which maybe you didn't hear, this little headset. It's not the headset's fault. The headset is me. I said in these transmissions, I always say to people, take what resonates and throw the rest away. Because the oracle transmission comes in the space between the words, and it knows exactly where to go and what to say and which buttons to push within us to wake us up.
You're the one who wants to go by the legislative building. That's all lit up.
This lovely tourist family going by. Oh, they're so beautiful. Good laughter. See? They get it. They get that the cat is coming out of the bag. Time for celebration. Time to swim with the dolphins. Time to call in the star nations. Time to activate with Gaia Sophia. We're going through the gates. And it's all about opening to imagination. See, it's all coded within us. And all we have to do is activate that antenna called the pineal. Little antenna those little Martians had on their heads in the cartoons. So we can receive the codes within us. Each and every one of us can receive the messages and the coding within us. And that's where it's time to go. We're just learning how to reactivate that pineal gland. Thank God for the physical body, yeah? This is where ascension really occurs, inside these Merkaba ships called the physical body, the Vitruvian men and women. Exact same design as the earth and all of creation. Okay. Well, we read the loyalist plaque, fear God, honor the king, and we know that that story is over. And if it's not over, then let that be your motivation, because don't fear God. Celebrate. Celebrate that God resides within all things. And we're, quotation marks, going home. We're throwing off the costumes, the AI that accelerated our experience, to know the courage of the human heart to overcome all obstacles and unify as one consciousness, one love, one global family, galactic, celestial, and all the realms of benevolence that have been loving and co-creating with us. Our consciousness cannot possibly imagine in the place of the mind what is coming, but it is programmed in the 60th gene. Should I read it? Let me just, I've read it before, but come on, let's give Richard this piece. It's written so well. Just a moment. See, I need a camera crew. And then the sound would have been working properly. Come on, Paul Michael Sparks, get that camera crew together. Obi-Wan called me too. Maybe he was calling me to tell me my volume was down. All right, the 60th gene. The 64 codons of the human DNA are the 64 building blocks of the artificial intelligence called our egos, our little blueprint personalities. At a collective level, the 60th CD will be one of the very last CDs to dawn. CD means the highest vibration. This is why we have always interpreted it as Judgment Day. When the 60th CD begins to ignite in multiple beings, when the 60th CD begins to ignite in multiple beings, God bless the family that went to Egypt. And yes, there's no coincidence that there's an Egypt exhibit right here in Victoria, British Columbia, when the intrepid travelers that came with me to Egypt last year did the most miraculous job for humanity's DNA imaginable. When the 60th CD begins to ignite in multiple beings, it will be the ending of the world as we know it. Shadow on my face. That's okay. The shadow wants to play a part. Everything will indeed be revealed in the truest sense. The laws that hold together the earth will crack and our planet will begin to transmute. The 60th CD has been known by certain esoteric schools as the Merkaba or Chariot of Light. I know I've read this before, but it's time to read it again. Oh, that shadow was... Okay, hang on. When the earth disappears, it will do so suddenly, and all the cells that have held the consciousness of the earth will disappear. It will do so suddenly, and the consciousness we call Gaia will move into another reality. Only then will we really know what... I need more light. Pardon me. Only then will we really know what divine justice means. And it will have no meaning whatsoever on an individual level. We have absolutely no idea when what this event will look like or feel like. But those with the 60th CD hold the key to this ultimate magical occurrence. And the thing is, we all have the 60th CD in us. And we should remember that from the point of view of the 60th CD, this has already occurred. Every human being knows this is our future, as it lies secretly encoded in the deep limitation of our material DNA. However, certain divine laws conceal those higher aspects of our own nature from our view. We have to finally evolve to be able to see them. And the two great laws that we must evolve beyond are gravity and time. And see, so there's a lot of fear that still comes up with these eclipses to be purged because the carbon base of the DNA is going. June 1st, the guidance said that the axis mundi of the earth, the pillar of Delphi, was restored, and we were coming to the end of the precession of the equinoxes. That began the highest relinquishing of the density of our carbon DNA, so that we can prepare collectively to transcend gravity and time and make the shift with Gaia. The wind is blowing the pages of this book. Okay. These two laws are not absolute, but completely relative to awareness. The binary helix of our DNA is microcosmically composed out of these two laws. DNA holds memory, and it acts in as a living, evolving local structure for sentient life. Evolution demands time, and localization demands space. When awareness passes beyond these two laws, They are seen not as false, but as lower frequency signatures of higher divine laws. We're the fallen angels. We're going home. We never really fell. We chose it. Beyond our human form, other realities and dimensions exist. The cosmos is teeming and abundant with interdimensional life forms. In more advanced forms of life, the mirror of DNA is no longer a binary structure, but a trinary helix. The triple helix unites all beings beyond space and time and frees awareness to travel unimpeded through the cosmos. However, the triple helix cannot support a carbon-based life form. It requires a far subtler structure or vehicle, the underlying geometry of the universe itself. And so this is what we have been going through, peace, love, and unity. In preparation, in physicality, it's why we've been going, people have been going through all kinds of relationship things and everything, because the bodies are restructuring, we're preparing, we're being prepared for this great transmutation. It's beyond transmutation, really. It's magic. That's why Richard talks about magic in the 60th gene. So, once again, we're love streaming starting on Wednesday with Todd Medina, Paul Michael Sparks, the whole, bringing it all together. I don't know, the guys are taking care of the technology, I'm just showing up and doing the pieces I know how to do. On Saturday and Sunday in Victoria, British Columbia, I'm calling forth the 21 key holders who are meant to be here with me and run the Earth Tantra through our physical vessels. 21 people for 222. And location is still to be announced, as the frequencies are very high for this. It's and the reason the guidance gave the coding of 21 people for 222 is because that is a call-out signature, and it will only allow those who are meant to be here to be a part of it. And it's already brought up some purging and clearing of fear in the field, which is why the location is yet to be announced. Because the universe is configuring where and how this will occur. At least the little gathering that I am being guided to host and share how to run Earth Tantra through the body. So once again, pull together your groups, your people all over the planet. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to do a global meditation at 4:11 p.m. Pacific, inviting the world to join in. And on Sunday, inviting people to go to the earth, to work with the elementals, to acknowledge the elementals. Chief Golden Light Eagle said he will join us on part of the love stream and bridge the circle with us. Chief Golden Light Eagle, Grandma Silver Star, Chief Blue Star, who brought through the Star Knowledge Bundles, the 52,000-year-old codes to reactivate the earth. He'll be sharing his wisdom at some point with us to bridge this sacred circle. Jose Federico, carrier of the calendar of the sixth sun, is going to join us and bring forth his wisdom of the sixth sun. I asked Mizatzin, the carrier of the Aztec calendar, if he'll join us. And many others will be joining us in the love streams as we reclaim our sovereign birthright. And we all have to participate. There's no have to's, cancel clear. But the point is, it's time to be mature and responsible and participate in reclaiming our sovereignty, our sovereign nature, and our birthright home to the stars, home to the tree of love, the book of love and the tree of life. We're getting special access, and I got a little preview over Easter of what the book of love is really all about. Well, okay, let's call forth that amazing lip reader to transcribe some of the pieces where the sound couldn't be heard. Aaron Gauchi, you blessed being, for continually calling me. It's hard to do a love stream and pay attention to phone calls and messages and everything at the same time, but it's all perfect. We love we. We're rocking it. The key is love through the 35th gene. and the celebrations are beginning. It's the Miracle Jubilee. Red Rocks Natural Cathedral in Colorado, we're coming. And we're calling in the ships. Gaia Sophia fleet entered the Earth's stratosphere in October of 2017. It's getting very exciting. In reverence for the benevolence and well-being of all of life throughout all times, places, spaces, dimensions, and beyond, let's do one last view of the government legislature, or whatever the heck that building is called. I always call it the Parliament buildings, but that's not what it is. Hang on, I have to put Richard Rudd in my bag. I'm not leaving with a very good view right now, but 2 seconds. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We love we. We are so good, humanity. Everyone has played a key role. Everyone has worked through the shadows so hard. We've done such a good job together. Hi, puppy. Everyone, every being, all a piece in the greater puzzle. See, that guy was honking his horn to say yes. All right, from across the street. There it is, right on the grid line. Am I getting it? There we go. There's a good view. Little stick man walking. I love you. We love we. Ahhh, Adonai, Aloha, Lakesh, Namaste, Matako. Let's find the lip reader team. Probably someone's put something here already, but let's see what we can do with that transcription. Okay, we'll update more tomorrow, and I'm going to need to get a better cell data plan. This is it. The proverbial cat is out of the bag. And we're going to be swimming with the dolphins in no time. Riding unicorns home to the stars. So activate your imagination, everyone. It's inside each and every one of us. Go into meditation, connect with your higher wisdom. Each one of us holds the keys within. Oh, it's hard to close off on this one, but hey, let's meet in dream time.